Hey guys, John here with a quick news update on the Elder Scrolls Blades, and I'm actually joined by Andre and Steve. We're going to do like a little discussion update with this one. And this is kind of a big deal, because not only has Bethesda announced that it's coming to Switch, there's also a rumour that called this exactly among other Bethesda updates. Now Steve, what exactly did the rumour say, and why should we be excited for this?
I'm going to cut right to the chase. According to this rumor, we're getting a brand new WarioWare for the Switch, and John, I know you're excited for this,
Hell yeah.
a 2.5D Metroid.
So
Right.
basically in the same style as Samus Returns is
Right,
the idea.
right.
Exactly. And I think that's what it might be, but there's no details about it. Now, what makes this rumor one worth reporting on is that it is chock full of details about a ton of games that we've seen today. They correctly called the name of the Dragon Ball Z action RPG to be Dragon Ball Z Kakarot, which was revealed at Microsoft's conference. They nailed the release window for Xbox Scarlet. They got the info about Minecraft Dungeons correctly, and they do interestingly speculate that it'll also be on the Switch. We didn't get that announcement, but everything here is spot on. And it's important to note that there are some things in the leak that haven't come to pass, but everything that has is eerily accurate.
We were watching the Bethesda conference live and comparing what they were announcing to what this person reported, and sure enough, everything was hitting it on exactly.
Exactly, and even in order, which is creepy almost. They mentioned that Elder Scrolls Blades was coming to the Switch, and that wasn't quite enough for us. On the next line, they mentioned that Fallout 76 was getting a Battle Royale mode, which was indeed revealed, and that human NPCs were also coming back to the game, another point that was mentioned in explicit detail. So there's almost no confusion here. It's not like this is one of those vague leaks where somebody says, oh, this type of game is coming to the Switch. These are very precise details that would be very difficult to get correctly, and there are so many of them that it's clear that whoever posted this has some type of access to E3 in general.
And not to take the spotlight away from Elder Scrolls Blades too much, because that is a cool announcement. And they confirmed that it's coming to mobile, well, it's on mobile now already, and it's going to be crossplay with the Switch version, which is coming at a later date. So that's kind of cool, but Metroid. So, what exactly is this 2D Metroid going to be? Because it doesn't say what it is in the rumor, but I guess there's three possible things it could be. And one of them is a remake of Super Metroid, a remake of Fusion, or Metroid 5. Now, what do you fellas think it could be?
So we actually talked about this a little bit in our predictions piece, where we were
Right.
talking about a new 2D Metroid, and sure enough, it seems like we may be getting this. Again, I want to stress this isn't proof we're getting it. It's possible, sometimes even the leakers like to troll and just throw in random things. So we don't know for sure it's happening, but it seems likely. And my guess would be, as I said in the discussion, I think a remake of Super Metroid is just kind of like playing with fire.
Yeah.
So I think it's going to be a brand new Metroid. Metroid 5, though, I don't know, man. They might find another prequel area slotted in. So, because Metroid 5, I don't know if Nintendo can do it. I don't know if they have it in them to go to the next step.
It's been a long time since Fusion now, though. That game's like 15 years old.
Yeah.
I mean, probably not that old, but it's nearly that old. So to have 5 at this point would be amazing.
If they during the direct they say Metroid 5, people are going to lose it. Even if it's 2.5D, which I guess it would have to be as part of the mainline Metroid series.
Absolutely.
Like, people are going to lose it, and that's awesome.
One thing I glossed over as well is it could also be a port of Samus Returns. I personally don't think it will be, because I think that's quite a bit of work to, make that game HD. Because while it does look good on 3DS, you still got to upscale all of those assets. I don't know if it's worth that.
Steve, real quick, what did it say exactly about the game, about Metroid?
So it says Metroid 2.5D might be revealed. So whoever this is isn't necessarily sure, or maybe they're just hedging their bets, or they're trying to get people to believe in a fake item thrown into a otherwise valid list.
Right. So, and they didn't even say it's necessarily new either. So as John was saying, it could be a port, and it doesn't seem terribly unlikely given how we've seen Nintendo treat a lot of their other games. But
right, and to be clear, maybe they are being really literal, and this is a 2.5D version of the original Metroid.
I don't think we'll go that far, but maybe.
so this would be that will be the second time it's been remade with Zero Mission before, right?
Yeah, absolutely. But if Nintendo's gonna Nintendo,
what if it's literally just like the same exact graphic style of the original game? Just they skew the camera slightly. I mean, what would get you guys the most excited? Metroid 5.
Metroid 5.
Yeah, absolutely,
Yeah.
a brand new Metroid.
It's time to push a series forward, I think, like beyond the timeline we've had for like decades now, right?
Right.
So,
Right.
Yeah, that story was left on a cliffhanger. Like, we don't know where Samus is going to go after that.
Yeah.
There's so much they could do with that game, and they kind of teased it in Samus Returns as well. Because when you get 100%, there's a little Easter egg at the end, which does tease the future of Metroid's story. So we could finally see that come to fruition.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it could very well be that Nintendo has the team that did Samus Returns because it was an external team working on a brand new game.
Mercury Steam, yeah, and they proved themselves. They did a really good job with that game.
Absolutely. Samus Returns was fantastic.
Right. And what about WarioWare, though, as well? Now, I don't think that's going to be a port. I think Golden's kind of hard to touch because it was very 3DS orientated. Had like touch mini-games, there was dual-screen mini-games. I don't think you can do it on the Switch.
No. But they can do a lot on Switch, with the
Yeah.
Joy-Cons especially. Like, they could, because the Joy-Cons have the same capabilities of the Wii Remote, plus more for the most part, minus, exact pointing features. So yeah, they could use the Joy-Cons in a variety of ways. Of course, obviously, multiplayer would be a big question. Like, would they add, like, a true competitive mode to this? Or, I mean, any kind of multiplayer, I think, is a given. But how far would they go with it? Would they use the two Joy-Cons for independent, simultaneous multiplayer, or...
Maybe, and there's so much you can do. There's motion mini games. There's like physical buttons. There's HD Rumble.
HD Rumble.
Yeah, yeah. Like use the infrared camera as well. Finally found a use for that outside of Labo.
Well, speaking of Labo, I was going to. That could be like a little side mode there. You take
Maybe.
advantage of some of the Toy-Cons people may have.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I think that I imagine WarioWare as being 1-2 Switch but fun. WarioWare has always been a great vehicle for showing what the platform it's on is capable of. Like you said, WarioWare Gold is a great showcase of everything you can do with the 3DS, from tilt to the mic to the cameras. Every bit of the 3DS is used, and
Right.
I expect nothing less from a Switch version.
I'm imagining like the VR version. You have like a Labo headset on your face, and the minigame just says "Don't throw up," and it's just like so disorientating. The camera's moving everywhere.
You're like on a virtual roller coaster going upside down, and yeah. I'm excited. Like, I mean, assuming this is accurate, which we don't know for sure, but
Right.
everything is pointing in that direction. I did not expect WarioWare this soon after following Gold, and Gold was a great game, but it also rehashed things we'd seen before. So I'd be excited to see them take advantage of what a new platform could offer. With the multiplayer capabilities, Joy-Con capabilities, handheld capabilities, be able to take it with you anywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Gold reused a lot of minigames. I think they were all reused, right?
I think there were some new ones sprinkled in there.
Yeah, maybe a few.
Yeah.
Right.
There was a handful of original games in
Sure.
WarioWare Gold.
But I guess that means that because most of the content was reused, they could have been like making the next game at the same time, simultaneously.
Yeah, absolutely. I believe that 100%. It would be weird to think that the WarioWare team didn't have their hands on dev kits for the last 2 years
Right.
and starting to workshop ideas, because Kotaku did an interview with the team about how they selected the 100 minigames, and it was literally them just writing them all down on a whiteboard and making their best selection. So the vast majority of stuff was ported over from previous games. So I think it was a lower effort than they usually have to put in to make something new.
Yeah. These are two very exciting games, and honestly, the hype around Nintendo's E3 has been a bit deflated recently, and I think these two could salvage it, perhaps.
Oh, absolutely. WarioWare, and especially Metroid, would be huge surprise announcements.
Right.
Especially if something like WarioWare Shadow drops during the Direct. Like,
Oh,
you can
man.
buy this now.
That's not happening. Yeah, that'd be amazing. I don't think that's going to happen.
Probably
So,
not.
Possibly a demo at best. But in either case, I am excited for both of these titles. So yeah, you're right. I mean, I think WarioWare will be a great. I think it'll be like a great like kind of gap filler title.
Sure.
It's not one to hinge your year on. Obviously.
Right.
That's the big focus of E3 this year. Nothing but WarioWare.
But Metroid, Metroid will be closer to that, and especially they're treating it as a Metroid 5. Which, by the way, Samus Returns already look great. Imagine how good a 2.5D Metroid would look on Switch.
That'd be
Like,
amazing.
Wow.
Yeah.
It would be mind-blowing. Gorgeous.
It could be great.
All right, just to end off, Steve, do you think this is real?
I am as confident as I can get that this is real.
Right, too much lines up for it not to be real.
Exactly. There's too many fine details that are exactly right.
But as you said earlier, perhaps they had some legit stuff and just sort of padded it out with some fake stuff. That could
Exactly.
Could be the case.
These could be red herrings, and that's really important to remember, that even if someone is really accurate and has all their stuff together to throw people off, they could throw some fake items in there.
And Andre, what do you think? Do you think this is real?
I'm leaning toward it being real. I think so. Like, it seems plausible enough, and given the fact that everything else, or most everything else, has come to fruition within this day, I am inclined to think it's real. I mean, neither of them seem that far out there. Like, we predicted Metroid ourselves,
Right.
And WarioWare is a surprise, or would have been. We still don't know what form it's going to take, and that's exciting to me. So I am leaning toward this being real. Now, I think the leak was clear that, or I don't know if it was clear, but I think it did suggest that these may not all be announced during E3
Right.
necessarily, just that they're coming. And I think that's definitely for sure. Like, they're definitely coming.
Yeah. I think the only thing in that list that wasn't confirmed in E3, I think, was the Covain release date.
Was that it? Okay, yeah.
Right. There are a couple other things. The leak also mentions a collection of mana game, which does definitely
It was
seem,
trademarked.
it was trademarked. It seems plausible.
Right.
And they mention a Saga game also, which we haven't heard anything about, but we also haven't seen Square Enix's E3 presentation yet. So if they were going to be revealed, that's probably where. But it is interesting to note that while these are definitely E3 leaks just based on the fact that they're all being revealed, the poster never mentions when these are supposed to show up or where.
Right.
So it could be that some of these don't happen now, but it seems highly likely that these are supposed to be E3.
Alright, so this is a bit of a beefy news update, huh? So, do you guys think it's real? Let us know down below in the comments. And of course, be sure to subscribe to GameXplain for a lot more on Metroid and WarioWare, perhaps, and other things gaming too. Until next time, bye.